Michael Perry, the king of violence, making his return. A man that, paved the way in the sport and rose up and done incredible things. Then he made an error and went a different way. A big mistake in my opinion, but now he's back. People are underwriting him. He's got a big point to prove. And you know what's at stake, Michael? If you don't perform, you're gone. You can go back to those exhibition bouts and those misfits with put on the big gloves. We'll part ways, but I'm confident you'll show up and do your thing, and I'm excited to see it.
Michael Perry is back. The king of violence making his return. A man who paved the way in this sport and did incredible things. He made an error and went a different way. A big mistake, in my opinion. But now he is back. And the message is brutal. If you do not perform, you are gone. Before we dive in, like and subscribe. If you love UFC, then comment UFC 100%. Let's get into it. First, a quick note. Sorry for the gap in uploads. I was on a work trip. I am back, and we need to talk. Because Conor McGregor just did another BKFC press conference. And I think he made a fool of himself. Not in a goofy party clip kind of way. More in a way where he talked down to Mike Perry the entire time. It felt personal. It felt small. To be clear, in my opinion, he did not look sober during the face-offs, at least at times. He has had wilder moments where he was screaming and frothing. This was not that. But the disrespect toward Mike was obvious. It was uncalled for, and it was weird. We will dig into the disrespect, but first we need to talk about the onstage energy. Roll it back to last weekend in Manchester. Conor grabs the mic and starts riffing. The habit for people is to reach. We all do that. Frame. I want to see frames. People do not frame. He points to an opponent and highlights that this man is an Olympic gold medalist and a two-time world champion. He says the guy enjoyed it. He says Mark Lloyd, "Great fight, gentlemen. I am for that." He tells a quick story. First minute, he was looking for the head hole. I got cut straight away. I had to adjust. It was difficult. Only bare knuckle, baby. Welcome to a legend. The whole thing played like an S-tier, bizarre Conor moment. Fans online called it that too. Mind you, this is the same guy who keeps saying he will fight at the White House in about 9 months. That has been his line. Big talk, huge promises. Back to the press conference. To Conor's credit, he looked more collected at first than the last time we saw him. But there were moments where he could not sit still. He kept shifting. He kept darting his eyes. After a short pause to set up face-offs, he came back on stage with a different energy. Louder, sharper, more frantic. It fueled the perception that something had changed backstage. None of us know for sure, but that is how it came off on camera. Even so, that was not the most embarrassing part. The worst was him throwing shade at Mike Perry all night. It went from slick shots to a full back and forth. He leaned in hard on Mike. He pressed him about chasing a belt. He used the company platform to threaten his own star. If you do not perform, you are gone. You can go back to exhibition bouts. You can go back to those misfits with big gloves. We will part ways. That is not the move. It was unprofessional to blast Mike like that on stage. It sounded like he was ready to cut Perry if Mike did not bring his A game. Watch David Feldman when Conor says it. Head down, not happy. You could feel the stress on the table. And that brings me to the BKFC power dynamic. Feldman named Conor a co-owner more than a year ago. And sure, Conor brings eyes, no question. But it has to be a headache sometimes. He goes off script. He promises double payout out of nowhere. He threatens to fire the biggest star in the company on a whim. I get it. The juice might be worth the squeeze. But it's not all sunshine and rainbows when you partner with a storm. I'm not even a mega fan of Mike Perry, but I have to stand up for him here. He carried BKFC on his back when nobody cared. He was the face of the promotion for more than 2 years before Conor showed up. He's still the biggest draw they have. He put this thing on the map. Without Mike, maybe BKFC does not grow to the point where Conor even takes interest. Mike was not an elite MMA fighter. He has done things outside the ring that I do not co-sign, but in bare knuckle, he's the guy. He does not deserve to have his boss threaten him in public, not after everything he did to build this brand. Listen to the exchange. Conor goes, "Mike, you have never been a world champion here. You are saying you are this and that. You are no world champion. I started talking big when I had 2 UFC world titles. That's when I spoke like that." He pushes the title angle hard. Mike fires back, "I beat that world champion twice. I knocked him out twice in a different sport. On Saturday, I'm going to beat Jeremy. Whatever is next, sure, I can fight for the title. Or maybe I fight Dylan Dennis in MMA. Or maybe me and Conor at the White House." He says, "You need to fight an American who can win." He says, "I'm the only one here fighting." I can see both sides. On one hand, BKFC wants their biggest star to hold a belt. It makes sense for the brand. On the other, Mike has always been Mike. Even in the UFC, he never looked obsessed with belts. He's a wild man who loves to fight and get paid. There's nothing wrong with that. He's honest about who he is. What I don't like is the way Conor tried to force it, yelling at him on stage, talking down to him. That's not leadership. That's not how you get the best out of Mike Perry. Conor kept hammering it. Your next fight, if you get through this, has got to be for a world title. You should be climbing for a world title here, not trying to piggyback around. He calls someone a bum that he says he knocked out twice. Mike pushes back. That guy is the middleweight world champion. Conor snaps. Who made you can break you. Who built you can kill you. He says if Mike doesn't climb, he's nothing. If he doesn't perform, he can go do Mickey Mouse fights that no one cares about. He says we will not care here at Bare Knuckle. I disagree with the way Conor is treating him. He's acting like Mike is not the biggest asset they have right now. He's acting like Mike didn't help build the house he's sitting in. You can lead a horse to water. You cannot make it drink. If Mike wants big money fights, that's his call. Also, Conor saying we made you is a stretch. Who is we? Perry believed in BKFC before Conor saw it as a good business play. Imagine working at a place for years, then a new boss walks in and starts pushing you around, diminishing your work. I'd be heated too. Part of me wants Mike to call the bluff. I want to see if Conor would actually cut his biggest star. Because here's the truth. BKFC needs Mike as much as Mike needs BKFC. He's a perfect fit for this rule set. He's the most interesting fighter on the roster. If they get rid of him, they're cooked. Who is the next star? This guy? That guy? The other guy? Be honest, none of them move the needle like Platinum. Conor says Mike can do Mickey Mouse fights and nobody will care. I think without Mike, the BKFC stock takes a big hit. He's the reason casuals tune in. He is the reason the clips go viral. He's the violence brand. Then Conor turns it up again. You have never been a world champion here. You are saying you are this and that. You are no world champion. I started talking big when I had 2 UFC world titles. That's when I spoke like that. He pushes the title angle hard. Mike fires back. I beat that world champion twice. I knocked him out twice in a different sport. On Saturday, I'm going to beat Jeremy. Whatever is next, sure, I can fight for the title. Or maybe I fight Dylan Dennis in MMA. Or maybe me and Conor at the White House. He says you need to fight an American who can win. He says I'm the only one here fighting. I can see both sides, but Perry said it best. Conor is downplaying what Mike has done. He's mocking him. Mike put BKFC on the map. Conor's name got him the co-owner title. Those are different things. This whole scene exposed a lack of experience as a promoter. It's fine to play hardball. It's not fine to bully your own headliner on stage. There's a line between strong leadership and public humiliation. With a guy like Mike, who doesn't respond to being pushed around, this is a losing tactic. If Feldman lets Conor actually cut Mike, I'm out. I won't watch, because the product would not be the same without him. And Mike had a point in the exchange. He's the one who is actually fighting. He's the one keeping the lights bright. Conor keeps saying he will fight at the White House. He says it's a done deal. Talk is cheap, and he's been talking a lot lately. Conor is a boss at BKFC. He can run the company how he wants, but this press conference was a bad look. Publicly feuding with your biggest star while trying to make him look small is not good business. Whether Conor wants to be the pinkin or he has a personal issue with Mike, he should show respect for the work Mike has put in. The fans notice this stuff. The fighters notice it too. Let me circle back to the start. Michael Perry, the king of violence, is making his return. He paved the way in this lane, he rose up, he did huge things for BKFC. He took a detour that didn't serve him. He is back now. The stakes are simple: perform or go home. That was the message from the stage. Harsh? Maybe too harsh, but that is how it was thrown at him. And yeah, one more thing before we wrap. Conor keeps saying he is not negotiating with the UFC for this fight like usual. He says he is negotiating with the United States of America on behalf of Ireland. He says Trump and the administration are fully supportive and backing him. That's the claim. We will see if any of that becomes real. For now, it's all words. So where do you stand? Was Conor right to push Mike toward a title shot? Or did Mike get done dirty? Drop your take below. If you enjoyed the video, then like the video. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It helps a lot. If you love UFC, then comment UFC 100%. I appreciate you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.